Welcome. We're at Mountain View High School in Mountain View, California, and it is a beautiful fall evening. I'm Mark Diamond, and we have KMVT Friday Night Football. Tonight, the Mountain View Spartans host a heroic, some say reaches back to ancient Greece, age conquest against the Milpitas High School Trojans. So far, Mountain View won the toss, and they decided to defer to second half, and so Trojans are going to receive, and they've decided to take the north end of the field. Weather night, it's a beautiful night with about low in the 70s and a 7-mile-per-hour wind from the northwest. The wind is expected to decrease, but it's just beautiful football weather. Joe Brown's going to be the kicker. Nicholas Lyon in the backfield to return. He's going to run up the side. He's going to make it all the way to about the 21-yard line before he's brought down. So that's going to be 1st and 10 on the Trojans. The Trojans play in the Central Coast De Anza division. They have arrived from across the South Bay with an overall 1-3 record this season, all against non-conference opponents. Last week, the Trojans were invaded by the California High School Grizzlies, and they lost 41-7. Head coach for the Trojans is Kelly King. Hand off, a little bit of a bobble, and that's going to be a tackle for a loss. Chris Barmore, the ball carrier on that.
On the tackle in the backfield. Second down.
The last time these two teams played was in April of this year during the shortened spring season. Mountain View at that time was able to beat Milpitas 27-19. Matter of fact, Mountain View has beat the Spartans twice, both times, the last two times that they've played them. 2nd and 10. The second about 13.
Tiberius on the keeper. Looks like about 30.
That's going to be about a loss of another yard, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 15. Mountain View also plays in the Central Coast De Anza section, same league. They come here tonight with a much stronger 3-1 record. Milpitas looking for its first 3rd down conversion of the night. Long pass, but that is picked. Ty Igueroa is the quarterback on that. And so very quickly in the game, we get our first turnover of the night. They're going to actually spot that probably in, looks about the 47-yard line in Trojan territory. The Spartans are looking for their 3rd win tonight after beating Sacred Heart Prep 24-21 last week. They also shellacked their cross-team rivals a couple weeks ago, 42-7, Los Altos. We've got a runner on the right, but it is a flag down. Leo Navarro, the ball carrier, but that's going to come back. They're going to call holding against Mountain View. This is the first league game for both of these teams. And that's going to cost them 10 yards. That's going to bring up 1st and 20. A short completion to Joe Brown.
Tiberius on the tackle. Joe Brown on the reception.
Joe is able to make about 5 yards on that, bringing up 2nd and 15 now.
Gain of about 4 yards.
Ty Igueroa on the tackle. Pretty good crowd tonight. Again, it's very nice to see everybody here, all the students here. So we move past the pandemic. Just a good football game on a beautiful fall Friday night. 2nd and 15. Short pitch and another pitch to Dylan Daniels. Dylan is able to make about 10 yards on that. Pitch from Joe to Dylan. Joe Brown, number 4, to number 5, Dylan Daniels. That's going to bring him about 3rd and 6, it looks like. Milpitas will really need to figure out tonight how to deal with the Mountain View ground game. Mountain View really has a preference to run the ball. They've got the players for it. Another handoff. This one goes to number 20, Min Khan. We're going to see a lot of Min tonight, as we usually see most nights. And Min is able to get it far enough, so it's going to be 1st down Spartans. That ball's going to be spotted about in the 37-yard line. And 1st and 10. Another handoff. Again to Leo Navarro. Leo isn't able to get very far on that with basically no gain, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Yeah, maybe give him a yard on that. Let's call that 2nd and 9. Mountain View held on in a pretty good lead last week, 24-21 over Sacred Heart. Another handoff up the right-hand side. It's Min Khan. Min is able to make about 7 yards on that one. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4th. Obviously, Mountain View wants to play a fairly conservative ground game early in this. Neither team actually is known this season or have been very successful putting a lot of points on the board in the first quarter. Handoff again, Min Khan. Min is able to get the 1st down on that, get all the way down to about the 21-yard line. Another 1st down, Mountain View.
And that first start and 1st down.
Last week against Sacred Heart, the Spartans were up 14-7 at halftime, and they were able to maintain that lead, so they're able to keep the momentum going. I think momentum is going to be a huge factor in today's game. I mean, we see it in high school football all the time, but both of these teams tend to be momentum teams, both for better or worse. 1st and 10. Slight screen to number 15, Drake Wilkening.
Drake Wilkening on the catch.
That's the 7th carry of the season for Drake. He's got about 27 yards up to this point. He averages about 4.5 yards per play. Drake is a junior. Mountain View has done a pretty good job of spreading both the running game and the passing game across a number of different players. We're going to see that. We're going to see a lot of players make a lot of catches and a lot of runs tonight. Leo Navarro, the ball carrier. Leo gets all the way into about the 6-yard line. It looks like they're going to spot it, and that's going to be another first and goal, first down, first and goal for the Mountain View Spartans. Two weeks ago, Milpitas was able to get a win against Silver Creek, and this is despite quite a few predictions that they would not prevail. So we'll talk about this later, but they have a lot of surprises in them. All right, just after the snap, that was whistled down. We'll see what the call is on that. That's going to be encroachment against the Trojans. And that's going to move it halfway to the goal line, and that's going to end up about, if I do my math right, about on the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 4.5.
The Trojans are actually pretty good about defying expectations. They tend to be streaky in both directions, and they're also pretty good about turning their season around. Handoff to Leo Navarro again. Leo almost gets into the end zone, but not quite. He gets stopped about the 2-yard line.
Navarro on that one to prevent the touchdown. Second down.
Second and goal. And that is going to be good for the first score of the game, Mountain View touchdown. So 33 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. And the Spartans put 6 points on the board. Diego bunts for the PAT. Diego has made 17 out of his last 18 PATs, and so very, very good PAT kicker. And that one is going to be good. I'm glad I did not jinx him. All right, 3:40 left in the first quarter. Mountain View 7-0. Okay, we're back ready for the kick. Diego bunts for the Spartans as the kicker. We've got number 4, Bobby Arcaro, and Christopher Lai in the backfield for a return. Squib kick there, picked up by number 33, Dominic Alvarado. Dominic actually gets some good distance on that. He brings that all the way out to the 39-yard line. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the stadium tonight.
Dominic Alvarado to the Milpitas 40, first and 10.
Everybody excited to be here, jumping up. Sometimes jumping in front of cameras, but this is great to have an exciting crowd. First and 10, Trojans. We had a handoff there to Manuel Virgil. Brought down pretty quickly. Virgil was only able to squeeze about 3 yards out of that. 2nd and 7 now. Get a run up the right side. Good run there by Ty Iguaroa. Ty was able to get about 15 in first down for Milpitas Trojans out there. Make it all the way into Spartan territory. Ty is just a junior, 5'11". So, we expect to see quite a bit of Ty tonight. 1st and 10. Pitch back. Again to Ty Iguaroa. And we'll see if he's got enough for the, yes, he does have a first down, another first down for Milpitas there. We're seeing a few pitches, but generally we're seeing a lot more of the run game, as you can see. Ty's got it, he's gonna run up the left-hand side, tries to almost break one tackle, but squeeze a few extra yards out of that. First and 10, Milpitas. Up, little bobble there on the snap. Ty again, the ball carrier. Obviously, they're comfortable with Ty as quarterback, both with his passing and running capability. Both teams starting out fairly conservatively, other than and obviously in part for the Trojans because they had that interception at the very start of the game. Second and 6. Handoff to Manuel Virgil. And we'll see how far he got. It's going to be very close, depending on where they spot it.
Vigil on the carry, short of the first down.
And that looks like it's just going to be about a yard short, but that's going to be 3rd and 1. Milpitas is really in the rebuilding phase after going 0-5 during last spring's deferred and delayed COVID-shortened season. Again, this is their first matchup, conference matchup. Sort of a very slow start to this season. Again, Ty holding on to the ball. We'll see where that ended up. And that's enough for a first down for Milpitas. Really consistent forward process on this series by Milpitas. And with that, we are at the end of the first quarter. So 15 minutes worth of football we have, or 12 minutes worth of football we have. Mountain View leading 7-0. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Beginning of the second quarter, it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Trojans' drive down the field. Ty was the ball carrier, but he gets stopped right away. Good tackle by Aiden Gefkin. Aiden stopped him. We're going to see where they mark it. It was tackled for a loss for about a yard. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Both teams have obviously favored the run game, but at some point you got to wonder where their offensive lines get tired, and at some point are they going to not be able to run as far and start throwing the ball. We're only in the first quarter, but fatigue can set in. Okay, a pitch again to Ty. Running up the left-hand side. And good run. Although looks like there's a flag down because he ran to the end zone, but nobody else is cheering. So we'll see what went on with that. We'll see what we have. We'll see if his knee went down or something. Yeah, he went down. Okay. He went down, and he thought he wasn't down, but obviously it went down, and so he was stopped. 3rd and 2 right now. And they're going to give some forward progress on that. We're going to see if that forward progress is enough for the first round. Ty again, the ball carrier, and looks like they're going to mark that just short. 4th down and about 1. I have 4th down, but the box says 3rd down. All right. 3rd down and just a little. Yeah, there we go. 4th down and just a little bit. It's going to be 4th down and about 6 inches. Almost close enough to bring the chains out. Oh, yeah. No, actually, they're going to move the chains forward. All right, it's going to be 1st down Milpitas. They decided that that was far enough with forward progress, and so Milpitas, slow, steady, down the field. A lot of carrying action by the quarterback, Ty. And that's now on the 12-yard line, deep into Spartan territory. Oh, ball's out. Manuel Virgil is the ball carrier, but he couldn't hold on to it. The ball was punched out. Have to see replay on that. But deep into the end zone, Mountain View recovers, and this is the 2nd turnover of the evening for the Trojans. Yeah, a little pitch there. Handoff. Yeah, somebody was able to strip that ball away, and Mountain View was able to recover. So a critical error for the Trojans at this point. The result is 1st and 10, Mountain View Spartan ball. And that's going to be very close. We see a lot of cheering there. We're going to have to see if that's a safety. Yeah, we'll wait for the official call. Actually, correction. It looks like it was a fumble and then a touchdown by Milpitas. Look at the replay on that one. There we go. Handoff. That was dropped. Handoff was dropped, and Milpitas recovered. No, yes. And for the PAT, and that looks like it was good. We have a tied football game. 9:17 left in the first half. 7-7. Spartans versus the Trojans. We'll be back. Okay, let's take a look at that. We can see right there that the ball is punched out. There it goes. An astute Milpitas player jumps on it enough for the touchdown. Again, turnovers will continue to be a big issue tonight. Okay, deep ball. And that one is picked up by Dylan Daniels. Dylan able to bring it all the way up to the 40. Good return. Mountain View continues to lead with its ground game. Last week, the Spartans rushed for 311 yards and 3 scores. Sophomore Daniels had 116 of those yards and some touchdowns. Steffens, the quarterback, rushed for 62 yards. And Andy Guimaraes for 15 yards on this, which resulted in a touchdown. So again, we're seeing the favorability of the coach on the Spartans to actually run the ball. But we're going to see maybe they'll surprise us a little bit, and we'll see a little bit of passing action on this series. 1st and 10. Nope, we got a handoff to Min Khan. Min runs up the left-hand side. Min was able to get about 4 or 5 yards on that. Although we have an official timeout, so we'll be back in a minute. We've got a player down, but we'll take a little break.
You can find out more information at
All right, we're returning. It was number 33 from Milpitas, Dominic Alvarado. Looks like he hurt his hand. Let's hope that's all it is. And he's walking off slowly. Okay, back. 2nd and 5. Mountain View's ball. It's on their own 44-yard line. All right, we had a little keep there. Min Kant on the carry. Min is a senior. Now, Min is actually one of the more prolific carriers there. He has 40 carries so far this season for 252 yards, and he averages 6.4 yards per carry. He's also had a touchdown this season. So, again, we're going to see a lot of Min out there, too. And that's going to be good for about 3 yards. Again, Min, the ball carrier, as we talked about. Second, and let's call it 6 yards. Handoff to Leo Navarro, number 24. Leo gets stopped pretty quickly. Leo is able to get 2 or 3 yards out of that, but Milpitas was onto him and stopped for a short gain on that. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now, if we look at the matchup between these two teams, Mountain View has the advantage. At least that's what the statistics say. The Spartans have been averaging more than 32 points per game versus the Trojans 8 points. And obviously more points on the scoreboard produces more wins, but also it's the score at the end of the game that counts, not what the statistics say. So we'll have to see. Short screen pass number 15. Drake Wilkening. Drake gets pushed out, and it's going to be very close to 1st down. We'll see where they want to spot it. And that's going to be good for 1st down for Spartans. Mountain View's offensive strategy tonight will be balanced according to their coach. He said they've done what they need to do so far, but he says if the run game gets shut down, they're going to start throwing. But clearly the run game is working for them because they continue to stick with it. Drake Wilkening again, the ball carrier. And we'll see how many. Yeah, not much. Maybe a yard on that. Almost no gain for Drake. And Drake walks out, a little bit of a limp on that, worried about that. 2nd and 9. Handoff there. to Jackson Steffen, if I've got that jersey right. Correction, quarterback keep on that for Jackson. And Jackson was able to get about 15 yards, and more important, he got a first down for the Spartans. That's going to bring them all the way up to about their own 20, to the Trojan 26-yard line. 1st and 10. And there we go. We can see he just decides to keep it and runs up the left-hand side. Min Khan on the carry again, and Min goes up the middle for just a few yards on this. Again, very conservative play by both sides. Obviously, they have trust in their offensive lines as well as the ball carriers, and it seems to be working. Each side is making slow, steady progress. We've got roughly 5 minutes left in the half. 7-7 ball game. Handoff. Oh, keep to Jackson. I'm sorry, quarterback keep by Jackson Steffen. And that's going to be good for a touchdown for Mountain View. Yeah, we'll see that. And obviously he just keeps it, goes through the B gap and makes his way right into the end zone. Diego Runts again for the PAT. And no big surprise, that is good. That means he has made 19 out of his last 20 PATs. Excellent record. For both of these teams, we have two very experienced coaches. Many years of coaching experience and quite at least a decade each of head coaching experience. We can expect to see a lot of smart play tonight by both of these teams. You know, Mountain View came into this as the favorite team and Milpitas is the underdog, and you can bet that Milpitas has a chip on its shoulder. Matter of fact, Mountain View coach Shelly Smith has cautioned his team to say that with that chip, plan on them playing aggressively, and clearly this has been a fairly even contest so far. 4:52 left in the half. And the scoreboard says 13-7. I'm pretty sure it's 14-7. Mountain View with the lead. Christopher Lai takes it back, and Christopher gets about the 36-yard line. Yes. Third. All right. 1st and 10, Milpitas. Keep by Ty. Ty goes all the way to the left-hand side, makes it all the way down to about the 20, still trying to get through, squeezes another 5 yards out of it. Taigaroa for about a 40-yard run. And they're going to So we'll see where where he get pushed out. I actually got pushed out about the 25-yard line. He probably stepped out of bounds at that point. But very good run for the Trojans. We're seeing a lot of quarterbacks hanging onto the ball and running with it tonight on both sides. 1st and 10. Handoff. John Asay and Norwood. And Norwood was able to get maybe a couple yards in that 2nd and 8 now. 4:11 left in this half. Chris Barmore, ball carrier. No, correction. Jackson Steffen. Steffen has had 29 carries up to this game, and he's been averaging 7.2 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns on that, and he's added to that tonight. So he's able to get 4 yards on that, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
About 2 yards. 4th down.
Jerome Nerone, the ball carrier, in that number 16. And he wasn't able to get a 1st down, so that's going to leave them 4th and 1.
Timeout.
And we're going to get a timeout here by the Trojans, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. 4th and 1 and a decision for the Trojans. My guess is they're probably going to go for it. Ball is on the 16-yard line. And they're going to just try and keep it and plow right up the middle. We'll see how far they got. All right. And they're still trying to figure out where that ball ended. Mountain View looks excited. I'm going to guess, based on the reaction, that is going to, yes, it is going to be the Spartans' ball. Mountain View defense was able to get the stop, hold them off, and they're going to have a turnover on downs. Trojans basically no gain on that play. 1st and 10 Spartans. .238 left in the half. We have a injury timeout. Short gain on the play on the right-hand side, but we will be back. Okay, we're back. Longer injury timeout, but we're happy to see the player walk off the field with assistance. '77, Malaki Brown on the Trojans is the injured player. All right, 2:25 left in the second quarter. Mountain View ball on their own 19-yard line, 2nd and 8 right now. Mountain View leads. The scoreboard says 13-7. Our recollection, it's scoreboard says 13-7. Our recollection is 14-7. We'll see if we can get that squared away. Either way, Mountain View is leading. And a good run up the right-hand side. Min Khan, again, the ball carrier. Min was able to not only get a first down, but probably get another 20 yards onto that. Min made it to about the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 Mountain View. These couple minutes left. Obviously, Mountain View wants to put some more points on the board and get some distance from Milpitas. Min again, the ball carrier. Isaiah Kia for the tackle. 2nd and 5. Good run by Jackson Steffen. Jackson finally gets brought down about on their 20-yard. Another first down for Mountain View. 1:30 left in the half. See that. 1st and 10. Up. And it looks like we've got a timeout taken by the Trojans. This is their 2nd timeout of the half. One more left. Let's see the replay on that one. Good handoff, actually able to find the gap, make his way through, finally brought down. Again, we've said it all night that Mountain View's preference is to run the ball, and we have not seen a pass more than 10 yards. A few screen passes here and there, but obviously it's working for them, so they're going to stick with it. Mountain View quarterback Steffen is averaging 71 passing yards per gain. I haven't seen a lot of that tonight. First game of the season, coach commented that a few times he tried to do too much and then settled down after that. And I think he's matured over the last 3 games. And we're seeing that in how he's playing tonight. All right, 1st and 10. And we have a run almost into the end zone. Another keep by Steffen. And he was finally brought down about the 5-yard line. And it's another first down, 1st and goal for the Spartans. 1 minute left. Handoff to Min Khan. Well, correction, another keeper fooled me. Play fake, it was actually another keeper by Steffen. Steffen was able to squeeze a few yards out of that. And then we have a timeout. And this one is going to be charged against Mountain View. This is their first timeout. 40 seconds left in the half. 14-7. A lot of energy and enthusiasm tonight. Just last year, this stadium got lights. It took both the Mountain View and Los Altos high schools a number of years to be able to get lights, but it now allows them to have Friday night games, much bigger crowds, much better attendance, and you just feel it in the air. I think it's a great thing for the community, great thing for high school football. Traditionally, these games have been played on a Saturday. It's not quite the same thing, and we're seeing it tonight with a Friday night light game. Okay, 2nd and goal. And they've got that ball really on the 1 yard line, if not less. And Stefan tries to keep it, but he gets pushed back. Andre Curiel for Milpitas getting credit in the stop on that one. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal. And they lost a little bit on that one. And that's going to be good enough for a touchdown for Mountain View Spartans. 11 seconds left in the half. Mountain View takes a 20-7 lead. And I suspect they're going to go for the PAT here. Diego Bunce with a record that would be the envy of a number of NFL kickers. And that one is good. So we have a 21-7 ball game. Mountain View takes a 14-point lead. All right, after a fair amount of internal discussion, we thought that the second PAT was good, but the scoreboard in the stadium says it wasn't. So we are going to adopt the scoreboard stadium score. And so the official score with 11 seconds left in the half is 27 Mountain View Spartans over the Milpitas Trojans. Interesting. Mountain View gets most of its points in the second and third quarters, and the Trojans get most of their points in the third and fourth quarters. So don't make any assumptions yet on where this game is going. This game is being played pretty typically to form. All right, we've got very short squib there, and that gets stopped pretty quickly. 6 seconds left, and they're going to spot that on the 40. And we're going to see what the Trojans want to do with that. Are they just going to take a knee, or are they going to try and make something with 6 seconds left in this half? Looks like they are. We got a keeper, Tiger Roa, going up all the way down to the 35, down to the 30, with 0 seconds left as time runs out. He could not get out of bounds quick enough. And with that, we're going to end the first half. And Mountain View takes a 27 lead over the Trojans. We will be back. Thank you. All right, welcome back to the second half of the game tonight of Milpitas versus Mountain View. During Milpitas' defeat last week against the California Grizzlies, they tied the score up in the second quarter, but then they had a 40-yard touchdown pass with a 40-yard touchdown pass, but then they sort of lost momentum and never got it back as the Grizzlies put their foot on the accelerator I suspect that their coach was talking to them in the locker room that they can't let the momentum down. You know, this was a tied ball game. Right now they're down by 2 possessions. But again, this is a very strong second half team, so we'll have to see where they go. And with that, Mountain View set to receive in this half, and that ball rolls out and the penalty flag comes out. Ball rolls out about the 16-yard line, so out of bounds kick. We're going to put that in 35-yard line. And we got confirmation that the correct score is 27. Some question during the first half on that. All right. Full 12 minutes left in this third quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10. Mountain View, ball in 35. And we have Min Kant, number 20, is the ball carrier. And Trojans were onto that. And so that's going to be a loss of about a yard, bringing up 2nd and 11. Again, we've seen this mainly a run game, and we've seen this mainly a run game by the quarterbacks. I can't think that's going to persist through these third and fourth quarters, but we'll just have to see. 2nd 11. Oh, we got a little bobbled pitch there. Fortunately recovered. Intended for Drake Wilkening. That could have been a turnover, but he actually has that. I don't know if that was just a poor pitch or that was punched out, but that's going to add another 4 yards, and that's going to bring him back to 3rd and 15 at this point. Not quite the strong start that Mountain View was hoping for in this half. Very important and long 3rd down conversion they face. And Steffen's back, and he actually throws the ball. Bomb downfield, and that is caught. Drake Wilkening has it, and he's going to make it all the way into the end zone. That's going to be a first long pass we've seen really almost this entire game that wasn't intercepted. And the risk-taking for the Spartans takes off. And so they lead 26-7. I think Milpitas was really expecting a run on there, and actually turns out that Steffen had a lot of time in the pocket to be able to choose his receiver, and chose well. Diego Bunce for the PAT, which is good. Okay, and that's going to bring him up to 19 out of 21 successful PATs this season. Still a great record. And with 10-12 left in the third quarter, it's going to be 27-7. Spartans over the Trojans, and we will be back. All right, and we're back. Diego Bunce for the kick. And that one is going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. Christopher Lai thought about it and thought the better of just letting that one go through. And so clearly Mountain View has the momentum in this game. Although, you know, there's some precedent here. Back in 2019, Milpitas at one point was down 1-6 in their record. And we'll continue this as we go. 1st and 10. Short screen pass intended. Christopher Lai, he couldn't keep on it, a hold of it. Their coach, King, took him out to pizza. They talked about it and really talked about how they weren't playing to their standards. And he said, obviously, wins and losses take their tolls. We realized that something was going on and kept seeing positive things on film, so they were persistent. Interesting. From 2019, when they were 1-6 for the season, they were able to not only come back and make their league championship, they were actually to become state champions. And so do not count this team out. And with that, we have a run up the middle. Quarterback keeper Ty Rogarua. Let me get that name. Egaroa is Ty's name. Be respectful to him. And Ty was able to get about 7 yards on that. 3rd and 3 at this point. So 2 years ago, this team was in a similar position from a league standing point of view, and they were able to turn it around and turn it around pretty significantly. So again, I think Mountain View really needs to be careful, assuming that they've got this one in the bag, because they just may not. Ty, short screen, and that's intended for number 8, and that's going to fall down incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 7. Punt squad comes onto the field. Ball still is on the 24-yard line of the Trojans' own territory. High snap, but not a problem. Good kick out there. That's going to make it down about midfield. Dillian Daniels for the catch. Interesting, even though he was fairly crowded, did not signal for fair catch. And Spartans are going to take over about midfield. And we'll be back. All right, 1st and 10, Mountain View Spartans. About the 47-yard line. Min Kant brings it up the middle. And it looks like he's going to get about 8 yards on that.
For about 7 yards.
2nd and 2 left over. Again, other than that one long pass that we saw at the last series, it looks like Mountain View's going to stick to its run game playbook. And again, as we've seen all night long, I would assume that Jackson Steffen, quarterback, will do a lot of that running. He and Min Kant. And we have a little bit of action. We're going to guess it's going to be encroachment by the Trojans. That's going to be enough for 1st down for Mountain View. And they're going to end up putting that on after that 5-yard penalty on the 37, 1st and 10 Spartans. The Trojans really have a long history, a long legacy of success. You know, 2 years in the last 7, they've made it to the state championships. And so their record this spring, the record this season are not typical of what we see out of this team. You know, last year with the pandemic, the rosters were scattered. That was a short run up the middle for about 3 yards to Min Kant. 2nd and about 7 right now. Really, the pandemic really mixed up a lot of these rosters, and we expect it's going to be at least a year or two for some of these teams to be able to rebuild to where they were before the pandemic. This important thing is we're out there playing football on a Friday night. Okay, Steffen hands it off. Again to Min Kant. Min looks like he almost made the first down. We'll see where they spot it. That's going to be about third and about 1 yard, maybe 2. I'm a little surprised that the Trojan defense hasn't, obviously the Spartans have identified the weakness that they're working on. I'm surprised that the Trojans have not responded to that, but maybe they will in this quarter. 3rd and 1. And a run up the middle.
Slow turn on the carry. A 5-yard gain at first down.
About a 5-yard gain on that first down. Keep that clock running. 6:27 left in the 3rd quarter. My guess, the Spartans are more than happy to keep running up the middle, keep the clock going, chew up time. They have a 20-point lead at this point. And that's not really quite going anywhere.
Turn again on the handoff. 2nd down.
Again, run about gain of about a yard on that. Able to get the stop. 2nd and 9. One of the silver linings of the shortened spring season was that these teams had a very short break, and so we didn't really see a big gap between the end of the spring season and summer training. So a lot of these teams have really been working together almost for 7 months straight now. 2nd and 9. Handoff, Min up the right-hand side, and we're going to see how far he goes and where they spot that. Yeah, they're going to call it 4th down. No, they're going to call first. Call the sticks up. That's going to be another first down for Mountain View.
1st and almost goal.
Yeah, it's going to be on 11, so we'll call it 1st and 10 right now. 4:57 left. Yeah, both of these teams lost a lot of seniors to graduation, as happens every year. Up the right-hand side, Leo Navarro. It's interesting. We're seeing a little less of Leo tonight. Normally,
Navarro on the carry.
typically we see a lot more yards rushing with him.
2nd down.
It's mainly been Stefan and Kant, but again, Leo has gotten some yards on that, and that's going to bring up about a 3 or 4 yard gain. 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. And that's going to be handoff up the left-hand side, and that is going to be another touchdown. Drake Wilkening for another 6 points. Touchdown Mountain View. 33-7. And we're expecting Diego as the kicker. And just a machine on these PATs. And we have another good one. And of course it helps if your team is making a lot of touchdowns. It gives you a lot of opportunities for PATs, but clearly taking advantage of that. Okay, 3:49 left in the 3rd quarter, 34-7. Mountain View Spartans over, Milpitas Trojans will be back. Coming back, 34-7, Mountain View over Milpitas, and we see our cameraman Breen there. One of our experienced camera people. And we have a timeout taken. Mountain View took a lesson early in the season. They've had one loss this season. It was a narrow loss, 35-34 to Archbishop Mitty. Mountain View head coach Shelley Smith, he really tried to use it as a learning lesson. He says, you know, of course it's much better to win than lose, but they tried to learn as much as they can, and they actually saw it as a big step forward, and we're seeing that translate into the play during the last 3 games that they've had. All right, we've got the kick. And that one is going to go, oh no, actually, Christopher Light does pick it up. It could have bounced in the end zone. Receives it about the 1-yard line and only gets out to the 10. So got to wonder, would he have been let it, although we do have a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is about. Okay, we have personal foul against the Spartans. I'm sorry, the Trojans. So with that flag, that's going to be half the distance to the goal. And that's going to back him up. We already saw one play in the end zone that was a fumble and a touchdown recovery. Obviously, Mountain View's thinking maybe we can squeeze a safety out of this. We're going to see if this is going to encourage the Trojans to maybe do a little bit more, maybe a short screen or something like this just to get out of the end zone. Will this change their strategy at all?
1st and 10, Trojans on the 5.
They're on the 5. They need some room. And they run up the middle. They get pushed back, but with forward progress, that's going to probably be a maybe a gain of about a couple yards, 2nd and 8. .320 left in the 3rd quarter. Still a beautiful evening. We're probably seeing 2 or 3 times more fans now in the Friday lights than what we saw when it was a Saturday game, which is always great to see. 2nd and 8, Trojans. There we go, short pass. Completed, but he gets just about nowhere on that. Trevon Ferguson for the completion. That's going to leave 3rd and about 8. And you got to wonder, is Milpitas, now that they've got to make this 3rd down conversion on the back, are they going to try the same more risky, longer pass that Mountain View tried and was successful at the beginning of this half? 3rd and 8. No, we actually have a keep that tries to go up the middle and unfortunately doesn't get too far. And that's going to bring up 4th down. A little jostling there on the field. Obviously frustration coming up from Milpitas. That's going to leave 4th and 1.
On the spot on that one.
4th down. Hugo Ibarra for the kick. And we have a timeout taken by the Trojans, and we'll be back. Okay, 4th and 1. The punt squad is on the field, although you got to wonder, you know, if you're behind this many points, is this the time to try a trick play? All they need is a yard. Nope, they're going to kick it. And they get it out. Pretty high kick, doesn't go terribly far, and that gets stopped. Fair catch called, and that's going to end still pretty well within Trojan territory on the Trojan 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Spartans. In 2019, Milpitas coach King was actually named Oakland Raiders Tom Flores High School Coach of the Year. Again, that was the year where he had that tremendous 1-6 season record that he turned around into a state championship. It was the 3rd straight year in which he won a significant coaching honor. In 2018, he was named CCS Coach of the Year. 2017 earned California State Coaching Association Coach of the Year. And so with that, we got a flag down. And I have to see that play. My view was blocked. And that's going to go against the Spartans.
Replay first down.
And a replay first down. We've got a good problem here tonight, which is the fans are so excited they're standing up and getting in the way of some of our cameras. Apologize about that, but I guess we could have worse problem than a bunch of excited high schoolers at a football game. All right, that's going to push the Spartans back to the to the Trojan 46-yard line, and 1st and about 20. Little pitch, Leo Navarro, and Leo is able to make a little bit of that distance, about 9 yards, and that's going to be 2nd and 11. Again, 26 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and I just assume that Mountain View is just going to run. It's worked for them so far. There's no reason at this point in the game for them to throw the ball, and obviously they're more than happy to just let the clock keep on running. 3 timeouts left each team as we go almost into the 4th quarter.
And that should close out the 3rd quarter.
And that will close out the 3rd quarter. With 12 minutes left of football, it's 34-17, Mountain View Spartans over the Milpitas Trojans, and we will be back. All right, we're ready to start the 4th quarter. Keep in mind, Milpitas has a legacy of great football players. For example, last year, the city watched Tampa Bay Buccaneer defensive tackle and Milpitas alumnus, Vita Vea, play and win in the Super Bowl. Back in high school, Vea was 235 pounds, a running back, Wildcat quarterback. Today, he's one of the most respected NFL linemen. And with that start, about 2 yards of gain there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 9. I should mention Vea played on the team with another Bay Area native. His name is Tom Brady. A few people have heard of him. But there's a lot of pride in this program at Milpitas. And it goes back many, many years. All right, they're going to keep the clock running. 11:33 left in the game. Mountain View has the ball. It's about 3rd and 9. And 22, actually, Din Ali faked a handoff and then handed it to Din, and that's going to be not quite enough for the 1st down. We'll see with about 4th and 6. You got to wonder what they're going to do. I mean, Coach Shelley, is he just going to go for it in 4th, and if not, just give it over on turnover on downs, deep enough in their territory? And again, I think his main preoccupation at this point, with a little bit more than 10 minutes left, is just running down the clock. We're going to see if the Trojans start using their timeouts or start thinking more about clock management if they're going to do something. All right. And we've got a flag out there. And we have a delay of game against Mountain View. So obviously they wanted to use up the clock and they used up too much of it. So that's going to cost them 5 yards.
Replay 4th down.
And replay the 4th down. Bring them from 4th and 2 to about 4th and 9, or 4th and 4 at a 4th and 9, if I do my math correctly. And obviously they're not going to punt. And they're going to go for it. Interesting if we see a pass on this. And we do. And it goes deep. And all intended for Joe Brown, thrown a little bit to the left, and that's going to fall incomplete. And Trojans are going to take over on down. So it's going to be Trojan ball, 1st and 10. And that ball is going to go back to about the 36-yard line. We talked about the experience of these coaches. Mountain View varsity head coach Shelly Smith is coming off of a successful 5-6 season in 2019 in the more difficult De Anza division. Mountain View has bounced back and forth between the De Anza and El Camino divisions throughout the years. Coach Smith led the team to the first playoff experience in the past few years. And we're back 1st and 10. Hand off to Manuel Virgil, and Manuel's able to get about 5 yards, 2nd and 5. This will be Mountain View Coach Smith's 21st season as a football coach and his 9th season as head coach. Again, a lot of experience between both of these coaches. His hope is to catch another league title in De Anza, and quite frankly, they look like they're on their way. 2nd and 5. Hand off again to Virgil. We'll see if he got anything on that, maybe a yard or 2. Call it 3 yards, so that's going to be 3rd and 2nd. Now, Coach Smith is the local. He attended Saratoga High School. He played football there as offensive tackle. He went to play as a player at St. Mary's College, where he played all 4 years. So obviously hometown, this is his area, and very successful here as a coach in Mountain View, especially this season. Okay, 3rd and 1, very important 3rd down conversion to get some momentum. And yes, we have it. Virgil all the way through, carries the ball, brings them all the way down to about the 30-yard line in Spartan territory. Able to mark that on the 29th. Good run.
Looks like Abe Gefkin on the tackle.
See the replay on that. Again, we can see
1st down.
handoff. Just goes right through the gap and makes it. All right, back to play action. 1st and 10. Hand off to Andre Curiel. Correction, that's not Andre, that's number 33, not 23, Dominic Alvarado. Dominic really just about a yard onto that, so 2nd and 9 now. 7:48 left in this 4th quarter. And now's the time for them to make a play. And we have a pass that was thrown, intended for John Asay and Norwood. Again, one of the few passes we've seen other than the screen pass this entire game, and that one falls incomplete, a little bit long. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11. You see in the replay that the pass was thrown a little bit high. Couldn't quite get it. All right, a very important 3rd and 11. Okay, handoff there. Going to number 33, Dominic Alvarado, and Dominic gets stopped, but it looks like we're going to spot that. Oh, but we have some laundry on the field. We'll see what that one's about. Flag down. And that's going to go against the Trojans because they're walking backwards. Holding against the Trojan, 10-yard penalty. That's unfortunate because they looked like they had a good play there, but that holding's going to give them 3rd and about 20 now. A long pass, and we're not quite sure. I think that was intended probably for Trevor Ferguson, but that sort of falls somewhere in midfield there and brings up 4th down with that incompletion. Clearly, Mountain View got the momentum. We talked about momentum early. They got the momentum early in the game and been able to maintain it. And likewise, the momentum has been working against Milpitas. Short pass, but that pass was tipped. Intended for Dominic Alvarado again, but Mountain View got a hand on that, and that's going to fall short. And with that, 4th down. Incompletion, Mountain View is going to take over on downs. The ball is going to be go back to Mountain View's own 40-yard line, 1st and 10 Mountain View. 6:45 left in the 4th quarter. Still a beautiful night out here. Well, if the Spartans can prevail tonight, that's going to bring them up 4-1, and this is their first conference game, so they're going to be tied for the lead in the conference. But again, since this is first, not terribly meaningful, but actually this sets them up well. Well, handoff. Dylan Daniels. Dylan breaks some tackles, goes all the way through. Henson finally gets tripped up. Christopher Lai is able to get the stop, but we have a flag down in the backfield. So see where it go. Very good run by Dylan, able to break his through. Let's take a look at by Dylan. And he was able to cut up on the left-hand side there. And again, that will go against Mountain View. And that's, as we anticipated, is a hold. So that run is erased, and let's tack another 10 yards onto that. And let me do the math here. So Mountain View is going to be 1st and about 20. Ball was originally on the 40. 6:27 left in the 4th quarter. Sure run up the middle. Pretty much tackled for a loss or no gain. Still going to leave 2nd and 20 at this point. Maybe lost a yard on that one. But more important for the Spartans is the clock keeps on running. They obviously don't want to do any incomplete passes or run out of bounds that would stop the clock. The clock is their friend at this point. Handoff to Dylan Daniels. And Dylan is actually able to make some good progress and finally brought down by a phalanx of Trojans there. Took a lot of them, but Dylan looked like he was ready to go all the way. He was able to make up a good 13 yards on that, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 8. I've got to think that both the offensive line and defensive line are getting tired at this point. 3rd and 9. Handoff again to Dylan Daniels. He tries to cut on the outside. He gets stopped. And the punt squad comes back on the team. And so obviously Coach Shelley wants to pin him far back. 4th and 7. And 4:21 left. It's been a fairly quick game, again, with all the run gains, not a lot of stop clocks, not a lot of incompletion, quite frankly, not a lot of players running out of bounds. And so just from a pure wall clock time, this has been a faster time. Good kick. And that is going to take a good Trojan bounce, but touched dead by Mountain View, and that's going to end up about the 34-yard line. And we will be back. Coming back, 1st and 10. Okay, that pass was intended either for Trevin Ferguson, number 9, in which it was overthrown, or it was intended for somebody else. But again, that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10. We have seen some pretty good long throws by the Spartans, but clearly the Trojans, their passing game, I guess we're seeing some issues there. There we go, short pass. Manuel Virgil caught that short game on that. He was able to get about 7 yards, so that's going to bring 3rd and 7. .325 left in the 4th quarter. Long pass, good pass, almost caught.
Jackson's pass incomplete.
Intended for Trevor Ferguson. Couldn't quite pull it in, but actually well thrown on that one. That's going to bring up 4th down, and you got to think that with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter that they're going to go for it, which they are. Oh, short pass intended for Damian Mendoza. Couldn't get a hand on that. Actually pretty well thrown, but with that, Mountain View Spartans are going to take over on downs, take possession of the ball about on the 40-yard line in Trojan territory. 2:59 left. Both teams have all their timeouts left except for Trojans have used one. They have 2 timeouts left. Good run. Strong run. Arturo Hernandez all the way down into the end zone. You know, it's nice to see in a situation like this with the Spartans so far up, they're going to get their second and third string players playing, and there's a good one. Haven't seen a lot of action by Arturo tonight, but enough for him to score a touchdown. That's going to bring the score 40-7. Trojans. Only 9 seconds on that play. And Diego for the PAT. And that's the 5th out of 6 PATs that he made tonight. And that is good. 41-7, 2:51 left in the 4th quarter. Mountain View Spartans taking a commanding lead, successful in their invasion of Troy tonight. And we will be back. 2:51 left, Bunts, the kicker. And that gets picked up by Lai. He weaves it, breaks one tackle, gets down to about the 28-yard line. Everybody gets out of that just fine, a little slow to get up. First and 10 there.
Back on the tackle.
During the pandemic, we really had football games without many fans, without the cheer squad, without the band. And as I've alluded before, it's just so good to see everybody back. We're not through it all the way yet, but obviously much better than where we were. Okay, first and 10, Trojans. Short screen pass. Going to Virgil. He actually gets all the way out to about the 45 on there, enough for a first down. Good 15-yard run on that.
Jackson's pass complete for the first down.
And so they're going to try and get about to midfield. That clock is going to run. High school football, we have the mercy rule. When the score gets 35 points differential, they keep the clock running. I'm not sure if we're in the mercy rule yet, but we may well be. They stop in very few. 2 minutes left. Short pass completed. It's good for gain of about 5 yards, but knee was down there. I've been corrected by my producer, 34-point difference, so we're close.
About a 6-yard gain, second down, Trojans.
Obviously, Mountain View's going to be feeling very good about their performance tonight. Trojans, again, we've talked about historically they've been a great football team, and they have turned it around in the past, and so don't count them out for the season yet. Handoff. Good run, Damian Mendoza. A lot of energy on that.
Damian Mendoza on the carry.
Damian got all the way into the 35-yard line in Spartan territory. Enough for a first down. Correct? Yeah, 35-yard line in Spartan territory. 1:15 left. First and 10. Long pass. Intended for Christopher Lai. Christopher couldn't quite get there, and so that's going to drop in front of him. That will stop the clock. 50 seconds left.
Second down.
Second down. Obviously, the Mountain View fans have begun singing their victory songs. Short pass intended for Damien, couldn't hold on to it. That's going to fall down, 46 seconds left. That's going to bring up third down. Some of the younger players actually appreciate this time. This is a chance, as we talked about, the second and third string players to really get some reps in. You know, if you're a junior, you just got on here, this is your chance to play. You're obviously disappointed your team's not winning, but there's a silver lining. You get to play a little bit more, and we're seeing some newer faces in this game. Long throw, intended and caught. Oh, no, they're going to rule that down. I thought he had that. So they're going to rule that incomplete. No, actually, I'm going to reverse myself twice on the same play. So that reception was complete. And that's going to bring them all the way to the about the 5-yard line. So that was a good flag. One of the officials was ruling incomplete, but obviously that was not the case. And so finally a good, very long pass. Timeout, Trojan, so we'll be back. And we're live. And that one's going to sail way past the end zone. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I think Coach Shelley Smith is really thinking now they've got the momentum to bring this. Obviously, they're now entering in the league competition. Those are the games that matter most, but they're feeling very confident in the Mountain View side. Second and goal. Oh, and that is intended for Asea DeLuna, but almost picked off. Bounces out of the defender's hands. And so that's going to fall incomplete and bring up third down and goal. 26 seconds left. And that's a jump ball that gets picked off by Mountain View. And so that interception will bring the ball back. 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And I think that we're going to see some victory formations here by the Spartans. All right, we're back 1st and 10, and we have one kneel down. And obviously no timeout called, and so that is going to end our football game tonight. So at the end of the fourth quarter, Mountain View Spartans take a 41-7 victory over the Milpitas Trojans, and this game is over. All right, this has been a production of KMVT 15 Sports. Producer is Josh Young. Cameraman is Breen Yoon. camera Robin Frank and camera Renee Mendoza. Thank you to our camera people. Some great shots there. Appreciate that. Special thanks to Mountain View High School tonight. I'm Mark Diamond. We wish you a great weekend and hope you've enjoyed this wonderful Friday night football. Good night.